If you could only ask your prospects one single question, and you needed to get the lease, your life depended on you signing this lease, yet you could only ask your prospect one single question, what would you ask them? Hey everybody, my name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. Yesterday I was in Chicago, Chi-Town, doing a Leasing University live event. In these live events, we go over everything from phone training to handling complaints, handling objections, closing the lease. We role play, we have a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about those events, check us out over at leasinguniversity.com or call Leasing University at 888-735-7451. Well, we were doing some Q&A during the live event, and boy, did I get an amazing question, a challenge, if you will, from a leasing agent. She asked me, she raised her hand, she asked me, she said, Matt, I got a challenge for you. If you could only ask a prospect one single question, what would it be? My mind was kind of blown. So I asked the group, I said, before I give you my answer, my thought on this, great question by the way, I want to hear what your answers are. And I got some decent answers from the group. Hey, can you see yourself living here? What's your budget? What's your time frame, right? All the typical questions that we ask. But typical doesn't make us elite. Typical doesn't get the job done most of the times, and we don't want to be typical, do we? And a lot of us as leasing agents and property managers, we ask a lot of the wrong questions right from the start. So let me talk to you. If I could only ask a prospect one single question, let me give you my answer. But first I want to tell you something. Your prospects have a story. Every person that either calls your leasing office or comes in, they've got a story, okay? And they want to share it with you. But they're not going to just show up or call and start sharing their life story with you until they trust you. This is why when you're talking to prospects, maybe on the phone or when they walk into the leasing office, you get things like, well, you know, I'm looking to downsize, or I need to upsize, or I'm just curious about the school districts, or are you by a gym? You get these little ticky-tack questions, but you're not really formulating a relationship, and it's difficult for you to figure out what's going on in their life, right? What's their current situation? What's their ideal scene? And how can I help them? How can I help their life get better? How can I help them improve their situation? If you can figure that out, you can get the lease. So if I was going to ask my prospects one single question, I would ask them this. So why are you thinking about moving? Before you ask them about their budget, before you ask them about their needs, ask them why they're thinking about moving. This is going to help them open up. This is going to help them build trust with you. Let me give you an example. A couple years back, I was working with a group in Boston, and I brought this same thing up. Say, hey, why are you thinking about moving? And I got a call a week later. A property manager called me. She said, Matt, I love that question. Let me tell you a story. I had a guy call. He wanted to look at the apartment. I went through the phone script. Everything went great, but I felt like we weren't making a really solid connection. And when he got to the property, you know, he started asking me about rent specials and this and that with the gym, but I never really felt connected to him. And I asked him, I said, Mike, I don't want to pry, but can you tell me, why are you thinking about moving? And he looked at me and he paused for a second and he said, well, to be honest with you, so I'm in my current apartment, and I was engaged to be married. My girlfriend and I, she was my girlfriend for 5 years. It was a great relationship, or at least I thought it was great. And about 4 months ago, you know, we were getting ready to plan the wedding and everything, and her heart just wasn't in it. And we broke up, and she moved out. And I really loved that apartment. She moved into that apartment with me. We were living in there together. But now, for the last 4 months, every time I do anything, every time I open a drawer, open the refrigerator, open the closet, I'm reminded of her, and it doesn't feel good. I'm ready for a fresh start. And when that property manager told me that story, she said that her and Mike, all of a sudden they kind of had a bonding experience, and it's like a weight was lifted. And the whole rest of the tour, the energy was there. It was so much more exciting. And of course, she showed Mike everything that was important to him, the fitness center there at the property, where he was going to park his car, the kitchen, the bedroom, the walk-in closet, all that good stuff. But Mike had now shared something with her that was deeply personal, and it was Mike's real reason for wanting to move. And she was able to not only get that lease, but Mike was able to have an incredible experience and get the apartment that he wanted. Remember that. Your prospects have a story and they want to share it with you. So don't be so quick to start asking them all those ticky-tack qualifying questions. You know, what's your budget? What's your time frame? Have you heard about our rent specials? Before you get into that stuff, do your best to build a relationship with your prospect and find out why they're thinking about moving. They will tell you, and you will be in a much better position to close the lease. I hope this helps. I'd love to read in the comments your thoughts. Please try this out. Put a comment below. I would love it to hear how it's working for you. And until the next video, I hope you subscribe to this channel if you work in property management. Check us out over at leasinguniversity.com. Again, I'd love to come out and work with you. I want you to be great, and I want you to get those leases. I'll see you soon.
I've been in the property management industry I'm on my 3rd year, and I have never got a lease signed that fast.
My name is Matt Easton, and I'm the founder of Leasing University. I've worked with thousands of leasing consultants and property managers just like yourself to help them get better, to help them get more leases.
I love the way that Matt pushed the leasing professionals to think about how people think.
I've developed Leasing University just for you. You and I are going to work together virtually from your phone, from your tablet, from your PC. I'm going to be here to coach you every step of the way, 24/7, 365. You and I are going to work to get you better, to help you get those leases. The way people rent apartments is totally different today than it was yesterday. Renters have more access to information than they've ever had before, and they've got more choices than they've ever had before.
I just got my first deal as a leasing consultant, and I haven't even been in the leasing game in a week. I started on Monday, and today is Sunday, and I got my first 2 deals. It really taught me how to go the extra mile and really gave me the why behind the important things that you have to do when you are leasing and meeting with people and connecting with them and, you know, helping them choose their home.
My name is Kayla, and the one thing I like about Leasing University is it teaches you how to do property management and leasing and make the best out of all of it.
Everything that you need to know to get better, to hit your occupancy goals, to make more money, to advance your career as a leasing consultant, it's all right here for you at Leasing University.